Yeah, I think you take the positives and you highlight them, and you want to try to go and reciprocate that next week against a great opponent. I mean, on paper might be the best team that we played so far, a team that is playing really really good on the defensive side of the ball right now, and then we got to correct a bunch of mistakes. I think the biggest thing that stood out, go back watching this film is the first half. I mean, we tackled. I mean, the tackling was atrocious and missed. I mean, you just look at the totals of what we were able to do the previous two games and how many missed tackles, and something that we've been charting and keeping an eye on all year long. Is it went up dramatically in the first half. Now I think we did a good job settling into the second half, and getting some turnovers, some fourth down stops, being able to do some things. Obviously the huge play at the end of the game by Jaden Hill to end that thing with the interception. And so, yeah, it's just the consistency factor of it. It's plain and simple. Like, we got to get better. Like, we can't go on these roller coaster rides and be good for a half and not good for a half. And same thing on offense. I thought that we sputtered. We came out hot and got a couple key fourth down conversions on that first drive. Ended up being able to punch it in the end zone. Second drive, terrible 3-and-out. Luckily, we got a muff punt, which we took advantage of in a hurry. But I thought, just there was a lot of stuff that we had to deal with in the course of that game. The good thing is I think this football team would have lost that game last year. And I think the resiliency that this team's building and the chemistry and everything I've kind of talked about week in, week out has proven to travel with us. I think our toughness and not, taking a back seat and not believing in ourselves in the end. I mean, I think it was awesome to see just us put it all together at the end. Obviously, you don't want to get in those situations and be down 10 points with 2.5 minutes left, but the execution level was really good towards the end of it. I thought that the special teams played a huge role in it. The huge return by DT was big time for us. But going into this game, this team's so dang good. They're going to make you pay for mistakes that you make out there in a big way. And I think they put a lot of good stuff on tape last week against South Florida. I think they play extremely hard on the defensive side of the ball. There's some carryover stuff for us. They went to the same defense that we've run here for the last couple of years and playing the 3 high safety system. And so I think there will be some familiarity on both sides, just facing some similar schemes. Obviously, they got a quarterback that's played so much football. Have the most respect for him, for his dad, and he's a Texas high school coach's kid that just finds ways to win football games and has for the last how many ever years he's been here. Glad this is the last time that we'll see Seth. But yeah, I think this is a team that had lost a couple pieces last year, but did a great job of reloading some pieces. And they're playing at a high level on all 3 sides of the ball right now.
It got beat up quite a bit against FAU, which I know happens this time of year. How are you guys health-wise going into this game?
Yeah, just we'll have to work through some stuff during the course of this week and see the availability, as we get through the week. There's some guys that are working back towards being able to be available to play. If we played a game tomorrow, the 2 or 3 guys that we had not playing at the end of the game would not play in a game tomorrow. And so yeah, that'll be something that our training staff and our doctors will be on high alert and working around the clock to get those guys ready to ramp up during the later half of the week. Hopefully, Damon Ward practiced a little bit today, and so we'll see how he kind of progresses throughout the course of this week. Big piece to it. But I tell you, been really proud of Nick Rimpert and what he's been able to do to step in. Made a great touchdown catch there on that second touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Is playing extremely hard, playing fast. And so been proud of what he's been able to put in tape. And so yeah, it is what it is this time of year. Nobody feels sorry for us. Not going to stop. We put ourselves in a position right now, to playing these meaningful games, on national TV, at night and all these different things. These are the opportunities we've worked so hard for, right? And so, we gotta have a great week of practice, which I thought that started today. I thought we were better this Tuesday than a week ago Tuesday. And so just got to clean some stuff up tomorrow, another work day tomorrow, get in some mentals and then do a good job of traveling up to Memphis Weather looks like it's going to be beautiful out there. Finally getting to be a little bit of football weather, which is a beautiful thing. It's been so damn hot around here. So it's been guys, practicing outside today. I thought it was brisk and the guys had a little pep in their step. So football weather's upon us.
Shane Porter, he had a big run on Saturday to kind of set up that game-winning touchdown. Just what have you seen from him in recent weeks?
Yeah, it is. I think, first and foremost, I think Shane showed us around here how valuable he was on special teams. And I think, one thing is I think Shane has a good skill set, but I think the most important thing that Shane possesses and most important asset that he has is how fast he reacts to things and how fast he can process information. And so played receiver when he got here. He's great on special teams, four-core special teams guy. Put him in, and was great in pass protection. We got to clean up some stuff just technique-wise continually with him. Like the kid's never played running back before, and so you have to keep reminding yourself of it. Some stuff on some zone steps, some technique stuff that we got to clean up. But yeah, I think he processes information. He plays fast. He doesn't hesitate. He loves playing hard for his teammates. Just all those things combined, I think, is what makes him a special teammate and a special player.
Yeah, and what kind of adjustments did you make going into the second half to kind of allow for that late game rally?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, on the defensive side of the ball, I think, we did a couple things here and there, but it wasn't that drastic. The biggest thing is we had to clean up what we were doing, and we had to be more physical. We had to read our keys and play faster. We had to tackle when we got to the ball. I mean, there's 4 or 5 times where we got the guy, right in the backfield for a sack, and he gets away and runs around and completes passes on key third down moments. And so yeah, I mean, I think for us to be able to capitalize on some of those things is what makes a good defense great and is able to, continue to hound on those guys. We got them behind the chains and just we're extremely poor on third downs. And for a variety of different reasons, we busted some stuff on the back end zone-wise on them being able to find some soft spots in our zone, and then some of it was us just not making plays when we were there to make the plays. So combination of things. I think our guys, some leadership, kind of was really evident in the locker room at halftime that we had a bunch of older guys that have played around here that weren't very happy with their performance as well. And I think that goes a long way when their message is the same as ours at halftime.
Y'all, another 450-plus yard performance again, and you're going up against a Memphis team that is 13th in the country in scoring defense total. How do you feel like that's going to be able to translate into this game and continue the momentum throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, I tell you, really, they don't have any weaknesses. I mean, their linebacker, number 11, Chandler Martin, probably the best linebacker we've seen all year. I mean, he's a guy that's all over the dang field. Tough, they're gritty. Up front, I think that they play extremely hard up front. They do a bunch of different stuff with stunts and they're disruptive and they find themselves in the backfield a lot up front. And I think both their corners are really good players. And so, they're going to play a ton of man coverage out there. So we're going to have to win some one-on-one battles against these guys. And then I think, too, it's just last week, Florida State, a bunch of different things. I think most really good defenses, especially top 20 defenses in the nation, know how to stop the run, and that's something this team's done phenomenal. Besides the Navy game, Navy does it's a whole different offense, different scheme, different thing. Kind of anomaly out there. You turn over on every other game that they've played, and boy, nobody's been able to get a yard on them running the football, and so. For us to be able to find ways to be able to produce in the running game, get these running backs going a little bit, I think will be important, just like it always is. And I think that for us, these guys have a really good tight end. Their quarterback's extremely smart. They know where to put the football. So I think for us to be able to mix up some fronts and some looks and disguise some things for this quarterback will be something that that we can kind of. I mean, he's seen it all, right? But we can't just sit there and be stagnant or this is a quarterback that's smart enough to be able to kind of pick you apart.
There were a few illegal procedure penalties last week. Was that something the refs were kind of looking for that they usually aren't, or what was the kind of process?
Yeah, it's been a huge point of emphasis this year. Something that they put on our plates in our preseason meetings. So it's something that we didn't know, and quite frankly, we got to do a better job of coaching it. I think, and a bunch of those things, it's so close when you look, and we could sit here and argue about all these things, but, the simple fact of it is we're getting called for it, and so, that's, as my friend Mike Leach would say, you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen, and to call two touchdowns back on something so simple and something that's self-inflicted and had nothing to do with what they were doing on defense, isn't good enough for me, from our offensive coaches. And so, we gotta work hard and do better on being able to clean that up.
You got those two defensive backs last week. Do you anticipate that they'll continue to help you throughout the course of the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think, both of them getting back into shape was something that we utilized the bye week on, first week of practice. And then I think, as we get them back accustomed to kind of what we're doing, is something that will continue to just add more and more on them. They played quite a bit of special teams. X came up with a huge play on the muff punt. Both of them played extremely hard in the game. And so, I think that they'll see their reps increase as they kind of get back in the swing of things, so to speak.
Yeah, Chandler, continues to rank among the national leaders. Is he just everything you expected or hoped that he would be for you guys?
Yeah, super, super competitive, has been accurate. He made some unbelievable throws on the run in the last game. It was kind of tough in the first half. Just obviously, it was raining pretty good the whole entire first half. And that was the first time, a ball fluttered 3 or 4 times on throws, that he makes in his sleep. And so, it's just another element that you have to deal with. Listen, they had to deal with the same elements that we had to deal with in that game. So no excuse there, but I think just, having the confidence, even after, the interception, for him to bounce back for the rest of that second half and have the confidence to continue to lead us down, confidence to continue to rip some of the seam balls that he threw. I think, he continues kind of to get better within the scheme. You can tell on the sidelines, just continues to have suggestions on, hey, coach, can I check this? Can I do this? And so I think obviously you knew the pedigree was there. You knew, the arm talent was there, and just when you're able to put it all together, I think, it's a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, DT Sheffield is having such a great season for you guys. What went in? Was it a tough decision for you guys to take him as a transfer, considering the way he departed Washington State, and what went into that decision?
Yeah, there's definitely conversations about it. I know those guys at Washington State really well. Respect those guys a ton. But I think just knowing DT through the process of recruiting made it a little bit easier for us. And I think he was a guy that was remorseful. He loves football. I know he loves football. I know he desires to play this at the next level. I've watched him live in action and known the capabilities of what he can do. And so I think, you just, in recruitings, it's every situation's a little bit different. And so you unravel the ball a little bit more and try to, get as much information as you can and just make an educated decision on it. But the football aspect of it, we had no clue that he could come here and be super electric, super dynamic. I think he's kind of catching his wind here, and his confidence is growing. You could tell right after he dropped the pass. I can't remember, maybe the third drive, he drops a curl over the middle. And right after that, you could see, I said, Coach, give me the rock and don't take me out. And so we did that, and good things happened for us. So, we just got to continue to find unique ways. Obviously, I think if you watch our tape, people start pinpointing him and say, hey, let's try to find a way to take 10 out of the game.
Coach, you mentioned a lot of self-inflicted mistakes in that FAU game. Which ones are the most priority to you to fix that Memphis can possibly take advantage of if they're not cleaned up by Saturday?
Yeah, they're all different, right? I think offensively was the penalties. Like, defense had no penalties. I think we had 5 penalties, and everyone was committed on our offense. So that's an aspect we have to do a better job on the offensive side of the ball, cleaning up technique, cleaning up alignment, all those different things. We like to play extremely fast. It's not super easy when you're trying to play with tempo to be able to communicate all these different things that we're doing. At the same time, and then I thought defensively, there's just such a big difference of how we played in the second half and the first half. And so, I could sit here talking about all the different things, but we got to be, keyed into what our assignment is. We got to play extremely fast on that side of the ball. We cannot wait around and be timid. And when we get to the ball, like, we got to do a better job of getting that ball on the ground. And so those will all be just huge points of emphasis. And then really good athletes on their side of the ball. I mean, tight end, great player. Two wideouts, great player. Running back, great player. You pair that with a quarterback like this. They can definitely put some stress on you defensively.
Yeah, this is another road game for you guys back to back. What are the biggest differences you've seen from this team, at home compared to the road?
Yeah, I think we've played better defensively on the at home than we have on the road. I think that's been one thing just obvious that pops into my mind. And then offensively, I think we've kind of been a little bit up and down. I think we've had some really explosive moments, on the road, and then we've had a couple of times, where we sputtered a little bit. So I think just looking for the consistency part of it on the offensive side of the ball, and then defensively, I think that we got to do a better job. And what that takes. I think it's something that our defensive staff has talked about. We've met about it, to try to figure out, if we can make any changes that could make that better.
Yeah, you guys made a move with Jet Duncan at the beginning of the season, putting him in the center. Now that we're getting towards the middle of the year, how's that kind of worked out with him anchoring your offensive line in the middle?
Yeah, he moved to tackle in the first quarter last game, when Landon went out. And so, Jet's probably, maybe it'd be hard for somebody to argue with me that there's a better practice player in our program than Jet Duncan. So I think he had got 2 reps at tackle the week before. Has been snapping, making the calls, all the things. And so bump him out to right tackle, move Mercer in there. And didn't miss a beat, was fantastic. Didn't have one busted assignment, which is hard to do. Like, people don't understand. The verbal stuff and cues that we have to do, and as fast as you have to process information playing offensive line, playing tackle and center is just, it's 2 completely different worlds. So I think just, his ability to be multiple and go out there and not make mistakes and really be really good at 2 different positions in the course of a game is super impressive. And I think it's the way he prepares, the attention to detail, the way he practices on. I told him yesterday, on Monday it's more of a walkthrough, and we're running different plays, and he's flying around all over the place. I'm like, Jet, like, slow down. Like, your body needs to rest today. Tomorrow we'll practice that way. So, yeah, he's a definitely, someone I wish we had more like him.
Yeah, because it was really key heading into the year to protect Chandler. Has he been a key element of your guys' ability to do that throughout this season?
Yeah, no doubt. I think he's been the anchor, keep those guys together, calling stuff. And then too, was super impressed with what Mercer did too, coming in there. They showed some looks in the second half that they hadn't shown, which everybody does. That's not like breaking news right there. But like, Tyler had never seen these blitzes before, and he got us into some great protection calls out there, which got them all picked up. Actually, one of them was on the long throw to Dalton Carnes on the second to last touchdown, and had an exotic front end that he had never seen, and we got the whole protection slid a different way than what we had it set. And so, like, little moments like that, those are things people never pick up on, and knowing that, hey, we threw a fade pass, but they had like a crazy blitz coming for us at that point in the game, and to have a freshman make that call was super impressive.
You mentioned Seth. You had such the great history of recruiting and developing quarterbacks. Are you kind of surprised that he was so lightly recruited and has had so much success in the college level at this point?
Yeah, I think, obviously, I think in Texas there's so many great quarterbacks. People develop at a different rate, and so yeah. But I don't mind. Memphis has been a great program for a long time. Not long ago they had a top 5 draft pick come out of there. Like, so when you say under recruited and stuff, I mean, I think Memphis is a great school and has a lot of tradition with good players coming out of there. But yeah, when you talk about probably didn't have like the hype in Texas and all these Texas schools, I think, yeah, absolutely. I think a bunch of people are probably, okay, and that happens all the time, right? I mean, John Mateer at Washington State, I mean, there's probably a bunch of people in Texas that wish they had John Mateer right now, and he was going to Central Arkansas at one point. And so, yeah, there's so many good ones in Texas. You look down all these lists and you look in the NFL and what these guys are being able to do. I mean, there's great coaches, there's great development in this state, and so, yeah.
Does it speak well to just the DFW, the quality of quarterbacks in DFW to have two of them that came out of the area playing so well, facing off in a game where two teams in contention for a conference title like that?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Chandler and
Yeah.
and Seth right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
two DFW
no,
guys.
and I think these are two kids that have been around football their whole life, and so I think when you take the aspect of who their dads are out of it, I mean, I think that's a different question. But these are two kids that since they were 4 and 5 years old, that they've been at football practices with their dad, listening, learning, watching, observing, throwing balls on the side. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised by these two quarterbacks and what they're doing, especially knowing their dads and how good of football coaches their dads are.
Both teams enter this game 5-1. You're on national TV, prime time, and your next two games are against two of the top 5 teams in this conference. How do you feel like there's any ramped up expectations, especially offensively, for your team?
Nah, I mean, I think we're 5-1 too, and I think we're a good football team too right now. And so I think this is why you work so hard to earn these opportunities now. I mean, I think you get into these moments. We'll see if we're quite ready and built well enough to really go and perform on these stages against quality opponents, right? And obviously, when you look at our schedule, like there's no way you look past what's happening at 6:30 in Memphis, Tennessee this Saturday, because how damn good they are on all 3 sides of the football. So huge test in front of us. Like Coach Silverfield's done a phenomenal job at developing them in these last 2 years. To see how he's built these roster has been impressive. To see the way they play each and every week. I mean, these guys play with great effort, with great strain, get to the ball, play for one another. So when you look at those things in tape, we got our work cut out for us this week.
And it was a hard fought win. We had to fight the whole 60 minutes of the game. Coming in after that, we knew that we could do it. We didn't panic at all when we were down. We just kept fighting, and I think that momentum is a big thing going into these big games. So I think it's going to be a good fight against Memphis going into it.
And you've helped anchor that offensive line that's really seemed to come together this year. How has that line improved as the season has gone along?
Yeah, I mean they're a really good offensive line. That group. We've worked on our communication. Communication is a big part. Some people they were quiet at the beginning. They finally opened up a little bit. Got them communicating on the line. Got them knowing their assignments, what to do, and everything. And I think it's made us a lot better.
Yeah, and you've played all over the place on that line and made the switch last week. What's enabled you to be able to be the type of player that can move from spot to spot to spot and not really miss a beat?
Yeah, I did play tackle for the last 2 years, so that kind of helped me going into it. But just I think knowing what every position does on every single play just helps everyone, being a versatile offensive lineman. And that's really, I know what to do at most positions on the offensive line, so, I just go in there and do my job.
Hey, Jeb, what are the vibes like in the locker room heading into this game against Memphis?
Yeah, they're good. We had a good practice today. We're not taking it light by any means. We're putting our head down. We're going to keep working, just going into it.
Curious to get your thoughts on how Shane Porter has kind of stepped up for y'all in recent weeks. What have you kind of seen from him?
Yeah. I mean, he's stepped up a lot. He's a smart guy. He knows what to do every single play. Like I said, that helps a lot if you know what to do every single play. That'll get you on the field. But yeah, I mean, he's a great worker. He's really good. I mean, he's a great guy.
What's he like off the field? I've seen the victory montages.
Oh yeah. No, I mean he's the most hilarious dude off the field. I hang out with him a bunch. We get along well. Yeah, I mean he's just a funny guy.
Y'all have had a lot of success offensively, and you're going against a really solid Memphis defense, top 15 in the country in total scoring defense. What kind of expectations do y'all have, and what have you kind of seen in Memphis so far throughout this week?
Yeah, watching film, they run a similar defense to what we faced a lot. So we're already familiar with what they're doing. We got some plays schemed up. I think it's going to be a good fight, but I think we're just going to, like I said, put our heads down, keep working, keep fighting, and I think we'll come out on top.
How much do you guys remember what happened last year? I mean, that one went down to the last play, essentially. What is it you remember about that game, and does that motivate you going into a new year?
Yeah, last year I do remember that game. That was a hard a hard loss for me because we scored. I think there was like a minute left and everything. So it means a lot. We got to come back for revenge, I guess. They took it from us, so we got to take it from them this year.
Yeah, going back a little bit to that offensive line topic here, was coming into the year with Chandler's injury history, did you guys just feel like it was going to be vitally important to do a good job protecting him?
Yeah, that's the most important job on the offensive line for him. If we keep him up, keep him off the ground, he's going to make some plays. Like he's a great football player, a great guy. We just got to keep him up, and he'll make great plays.
You guys have all the pieces in the right spots now. You kind of juggle them around, move guys here to there. Do you feel like you've got the right combination of guys in the right spots up front now at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, being versatile is a big part of the offensive line. No matter where you're thrown in, you just got to learn the plays, keep working. But yeah, going into it, I think it's a great lineup we got right now. So.
And you guys got a shot to be bowl eligible, at essentially a little bit past midway through the season. Would that be a big step for you guys, and is it something you think about?
Yeah. We always think about that. That's one of our goals. Another goal is to be conference champs. So that's our vision right now. We're just going into it, one rep at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully, finally, it'll show.
Chad, we're now 6 games into the season. Just how comfortable are you at that center position, and where do you feel like the most growth has been for you?
Yeah, I worked center in the spring. I was uncomfortable at first for a little bit, but I just repping out that position, it got me a lot better. I learned better techniques, better hand placements at center, moving from tackle. So just working it every single day has really helped me get more comfortable and get better at that position.
And then zooming in on that first quarter adjustment against FAU, what was your initial reaction to being told that you were going to return back to tackle?
Oh yeah, I wasn't shocked, but I wasn't expecting it. But like I said, I just gotta wherever coach puts me, I'm just gonna do my job no matter what. If he puts me at tackle, guard, anything, just gotta go with the flow. I'm not gonna fight him back on it. I'm just gonna go in there and work.
And then looking at Memphis' defense, who kind of stands out to you, so far in this initial process?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a great defense. They put in a lot of effort, a lot of work. But we're a hardworking offense. We put in a lot of effort too. So it's gonna be a great battle up front.
Yeah, Chandler had another big game this last one to help you guys pull out that one. What's it been like to play with him over the course of the year? What's he been like?
Yeah. He's a smart guy. If he doesn't like the play that we got on, like the defense is lined up in something, he'll change the play. He'll make sure that we got the right guys. If he sees something in the field, he'll make sure that he adjusts to it, and that's how we've been making some good plays.
Is that really his strength, just his ability to process and see what's on the field out there and make the adjustments to get you guys in the right spot?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a big key of it. Sorry.
Second half adjustments have been a big thing for y'all as a team. You've been able to outscore opponents 87-24 in the third quarter. What kind of makes y'all flip a switch going into the second half throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, going into halftime, if we're down, like I said, we don't panic at all. We're not going to get on our heads. We're not going to keep our head down. There's leaders that step up, make sure that we're keep working, that we're doing our jobs. We're going to keep fighting, and that's what we've been doing. We've been coming back. So.
Yeah, I definitely say we have a lot of momentum. Just knowing how we fought hard in the game. We started off pretty slow, but we believed in each other to keep fighting. So I believe we have a lot of momentum. And knowing like last year, we lost to Memphis, but we have a chip on our shoulder, so we have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, what do you see in Memphis as you prepare for this game?
I'll say Memphis is a very talented team, but it's not nothing. It's not crazy. I feel like we compete with them just as high as they do, with anybody else. So I feel like we have a high chance to beat them and go out there and play our best game.
Yeah, of course, you guys are facing Seth Hennigan, who's from Denton here. What do you see in him as you head into this game?
I think that would be one of the best quarterbacks we'll play this season. He's a really good guy. He can throw the ball. He knows how to read the defense. But like I said, I feel like we'll be a great competition for him.
Last year's loss against Memphis kind of give y'all a little bit of extra motivation going into this
Oh
matchup.
yeah, definitely. Just knowing like how we lost the game too, it was a close game. We came back, so it's a big chip on our shoulder. Like we all been doubted in the room, so we're just like we gotta change everybody's perspective on North Texas. We have a big chip on our shoulder.
And now that you're getting more opportunities this season, just how rewarding is it to see your hard work pay off on the field so far?
Oh, it's just very rewarding. Just knowing how hard I worked from last year after the season to spring, fall camp, over the summer. Just knowing how hard I put a lot of work in. It's very rewarding, and I just want to show my ability on the field.
Feel good about the way you guys are playing just as a team in general at this point?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're 5-1. We haven't really been 5-1 in a long time here, so just knowing we accomplished that is a very big goal for us, and we're just gonna keep trying to be consistent. Conference championship, bowl game, but taking it week by week.
And one guy that's helped you guys get there that you probably face in practice quite a bit is DT Sheffield. What have you seen from him just in terms of his growth over the course?
DT is a very great athlete. He's a very consistent player. He's giving us the best look every single day we go against him. So it's very good to go against him because it's preparing us for our competition on game day.
And what's he like as a guy?
Oh, he's a great guy. He's quiet sometimes, but he's a great guy. Cool dude to be around. He's very understanding. He's coachable. He's a great teammate.
Yeah, Jet kind of stepped forward for you guys on the offensive side of the ball, moving positions over the last game, and he's one of the leaders on this team. What have you seen just from him as a younger guy coming into this program and how he's been able to help lead it?
Jed's a very great captain in my opinion. He's a big role in the team, and he's a great teammate too. Knowing he switched positions and moving around, battling with injuries too. He's a great teammate. Just knowing that he's putting his life on the line for the team and just balling out for us. He's a great guy.
You guys got a shot to be bowl eligible.
Oh yeah.
At Memphis, is that something you guys think about as you head into this game?
Oh yeah, it's a big goal of ours. It's been a goal ever since last season ended. We didn't really have the outcome we wanted last season, but just knowing that the way we came out last season, we had a big goal for this season, which is to make conference championship, bowl game, and just have a great record for us.
Brian, you mentioned a slower start against FAU, but a second half, turnaround. What were the biggest lessons that you think the defense learned from that game?
Just knowing that wasn't our standard on defense. Like from our past games, we played a shutout game on defense. So just knowing that wasn't the standard, it really got us hyped up to go out there and play the second half and do our best, to turn the game around because it determines with us. Like we determine the outcome of the game. So.
And then what's your mindset going against this potent Memphis offense? Who kind of stands out to you, and what's your thoughts heading into the game?
I mean, the whole team is good. The offense is good, but point is we got to worry about ourselves. We have to do our jobs and do our parts, and we'll win the game by executing our job.
I wanted to ask you about Xavier Bryce. His return to the team and what kind of value he adds to that secondary.
Yeah, Xavier and Bryce had a big value on the team. We really missed him, not playing with us, but having him back felt really good. And, you saw the play he made against FAU really hyped up the whole team because it was good to have him back.
What does it mean to you guys just as a team in general to be at this point in the season where it looks like you're going to be bowl eligible, you're contending in this conference, especially after coming up just short last year? How rewarding is this?
I feel like it means the world to this team because we did a big job over the offseason just connecting as a team and just knowing that what we had to do to reach this goal of ours, which is to be bowl eligible and just do well in the conference. So it was a big dream of ours, and I feel like we're all accomplished, but we can't get complacent. We have to keep working and doing our best.
And what is it that makes Hennigan such a good quarterback as you study him going into?
What makes him a good quarterback is he knows how to read a defense. He does his progressions well. I mean, he knows how to throw the ball. So and he's very a relaxed quarterback. So that's what makes him good.
Second straight game with forcing 2 turnovers at least. What's the importance level of trying to create as many turnovers, especially going against the next few games against
that's been
good
one of
offenses?
that's been one of our biggest goals on defense to create takeaways and turnovers because I feel like we have a higher chance of winning the game if defense can take away the ball and score.